All right, welcome back to LearnWire. Remember, we are doing a giveaway, and we'll do the first drawing of the giveaway for a free copy of Copify version 2. We will be revealing the winner on Monday, May 8th. Now, if in order to be in the running, you will still be able to qualify on this current video that you are watching right now. If it's before May 8th, all you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment on the video to be in the drawing. All right. So make sure that you do that and you will have a chance to win a free copy of Copify version 2. Now in today's video, we are going to be looking at Katteb or Katteb, however you pronounce it. Now it's been about 5 months since I actually took a look at Katteb. They recently just did an overhaul of their platform and their UI. So we're going to be looking at that and then also just doing a little bit of testing of the content as well. So you can still get this. It's still available on AppSumo right now. It starts at $39. They have hundreds and hundreds of reviews. I don't know how they actually achieved that. They had some type of great marketing plan on the back end to incentivize in some way to get people to do this, because this is just not normal to have 600 reviews that quickly on Katteb. And it does look like it's averaging probably about a 4.6, 4.7 if I had to make a guess. That doesn't really tell us, but if you zoom in, you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. You can see right here on the taco right there. So it's probably about a maybe a 4.7. So we will scroll down real quick. You can check. They're big on the fact-based content, and they recently overhauled that and made it even better from what it looks like. That's what we're going to be testing out in just a moment. You can stack up to 10 codes. We have number 1, if you get $39, then you come in at 15,000 words a month. You get 60 plus languages. That's pretty cool. You can go to plan 3 right here. Zoom out a little bit. Plan 3, you can go all the way up to stack 10 codes at $390, and you're going to get 150,000 words per month. So as you can see here, this is on the pricier end. They must know their product, and they're, as I understand more about this, the API calls that they have to do in order to get this factually based content is they have to have APIs to and algorithms and processes in order to go out and actually do live scraping in order to make that. And that costs money on a monthly basis. And so that is why their pricing is probably a little higher than what we are used to. When we come through over here to just to the third code, you're at 117 in comparison with what we were looking at with Marmoth and WordCraft and so forth. You were seeing 100,000 words right here, and one of them was even 150,000 words for that around the $100 price range. So that is the big difference, is that you're going to get half the amount of words for the same price that you're getting in some of those other ones. I just wanted to point that out, but this software is doing that live scraping, so it probably is justified if the content is good. Okay, so that covers that. We can go in here real quick. I got an email from them. It says Katteb 23rd version, I guess. They've probably done a lot of updates since they launched. We've listened. Let's go. We probably need to zoom in on this. For the feedback for months, and we've just improved. So check out all these changes in text citations. You can see right here, there's going to actually be the option to add probably or remove the citation. But if you are in a niche or something like that, or you're doing educational content and you would like to have those resources and citations, then they have that in there and they have you covered. So that's really a nice feature you don't see in all the other AI writers. So that's unique right there. Free flow writing. This isn't anything it's unique from like Jasper or anything like that, where you're able to just write a command and push enter. All your writers are kind of doing that. So if they didn't have this, they were a little bit behind the 8 ball on that one, but they have added that. So that's really cool. You can just type a command and push control enter. WordPress integration. This is really cool. I'm not going to try that specifically on this video. If you guys want more videos, then I will gladly make them, but I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit short and cover just a couple things per video. We've got the WordPress integration, so you can just easily push a button and integrate it into your site and have it published. I really like this. I think almost all the AI writers should have this standardized now, because the lowest amount of processes and softwares that you have to use in order to get a blog post up and written, the better. And they basically, all you would need to do is keyword research and then go and use Katteb and you would be good to go. Okay. So, and I like that. I think that that's a really good workflow. new article generator. So take complete control over every aspect of your new article, from word count to point of view, tone, and content type for each section of your blog. We'll go and take a look at that. That's not everything. We also have new credible writer with multiple sources. That's basically another fact-based, I would say. They also added UI and dark mode. So they did a full facelift of the UI, and you'll see that. It looks really, really nice. That's one thing that I didn't like in my last review. I didn't really like the user interface. It just, everything seemed clunky and kind of, it just didn't seem like it was polished and high quality in my opinion. But they have done an overhaul and it looks really, really good, really professional. And then they've added dark mode. I really like that as well. It can be easy on the eye, especially if you're going to use a software, and adding that in and making it to where people will just enjoy using your software for hours on end. Even just with simple things like making the interface darker for people that are sensitive to really bright lights or bright screens. That's really cool. And then we have the new AI generator. We'll take a look at that. New plagiarism checking as well. So boom, there you go. We're going to come over here and look at real quick. This is what the interface looks like as you can start going around, checking it out. Here's their roadmap right here. You can see all the different things that they're doing in their roadmap. It just seems a lot more organized and a lot more laid out this time around. So I really, really like it. Here's where you can integrate that WordPress right over here. You just push add website, and you can actually add Blogger or WordPress. Looks like it's pretty easy to set up. We can also come up here to this button over here. We can click it, and then now we're in dark mode. We're going to probably stay in dark mode the rest of the time because I really like the color. I like how it's kind of like a dark blue in a sense, not just like kind of like black, if you will. It's more of like a dark blue. So it's really cool. And then you have this like the hamburger type option over here where you can actually just shrink everything down if you want to and have more screen available to you. We're going to pop that back out right now. We're going to go over here and go over to the dashboard. And we will look at actually plugins. And so we're going to look at the plugins real quick. I installed the related images, so we'll see what that looks like. I think that just installs it. You don't have to have it available on the writers when you come in to any of these templates or modules to use them. You'll be able to use these. They have a plagiarism checker, file export, and they have a bulk mode. We're not going to test all those out in one video, but I did install the related, and you literally, what you do is you just click on something and then you actually go and you push the install button. It'll tell you activate install. Oh, the bulk mode is coming soon. That's why you're seeing that install right there. But let's jump right in to Katab Plus. So the way that I look at it, I'm not quite 100% sure what the difference between Credible Writer and Katab Plus. I don't know what the difference is between the two of them, but I know that the Katab Plus is the fact-based content. So we're going to go up here and we're going to click on it. And it actually pops out this little iframe screen right here. We'll see if I can zoom in so you guys can actually see what's going on the screen. There you go. But this is interesting because a lot of you guys watching this already have copies of Zim Writer. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of Zim Writer, of just having this little tiny menu item over here to do everything in this little small interface. So it's just interesting that they made it this tiny right here. But nonetheless, let's go, and we have a couple different topics. I'm actually going to go over here and write a topic. Let's go with this one right here, how to wash your car at home without leaving water spots, because I added these in particular right here as testing topics. Keto bodybuilding is definitely, you guys seen a couple of videos where I've been writing about that, but that's a pretty specific topic in the diet, health industry, and bodybuilding. It's a specific type of bodybuilding with keto diet thrown on top of there. So it's going to need some pretty good content for that as well. And then you have how to wash your car at home without leaving water spots is going to be a very specific article type as well, and so forth. And then this first one's going to be just pretty easy. So let's actually go with this one right here, the keto one, because I think that's going to be the hardest topic to cover. So you can actually select different variations. I'm just going to go with a variation 1. And the language, they said that depending on what language you choose right here from over 60 languages, if you have things like currency and such in the content, it will actually adjust to that language, which is super, super cool. But we're going to stick with English right here. We have a brief description. It doesn't say like article title or anything like that. So I'm just going to put that in right here. This is basically what we want it to do. I don't know if we need to say write a blog post. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. We have audience. Go ahead and throw in United States. We have tone of voice. We have friendly. Just going to go with friendly right there. A point of view. I'm going to go with, we'll go with second person. Type of content. And this is the type of content. This is where you choose what kind of article you want. You have an FAQ, product review, how-to guide, paragraph. Okay. So that's what this is this is going to create like a paragraph at a time, if you will. And the long form article is where you're going to probably be creating an entire article. So I'm just going to say how to guide and see what it comes up with that. A suggested high quality photo. Let's go ahead. Why not? And push generate. So right now it's preparing, then it'll be doing its fact checking, and then the image and content. We'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so we are here. I mean, it literally didn't take much time because it's not going to write an entire article for us. So if you are going to work this into your process and you want to use the fact-based, you're going to have to write paragraphs at a time, and that is going to add a lot of time to your writing process. But it did come up with a really nice image: keto goals, keto bulk versus keto shred. Looks like, I mean, is this at Keto Hacker Shop? So I don't know. Okay, so it's giving us a source. So it is finding the high quality image, and it is something that we must have the rights to use. It must be like a Creative Commons of some sort, but I'm not really sure about that because it even has a label right there. So I definitely questioned the image and if we're able to use it or not. But it came up with, are you interested in building muscle on a keto building diet? It's definitely possible. The key is to resist the temptation to focus solely on maximizing your ketone levels instead of commit to a micronutrient ratio. So you can see it's talking pretty technical over here. You can see that it did source, can you build muscle on a keto diet, from bodybuilding.com. And then over here we have from eatlegendary.com. We have some other ketogenic protein shake information right there as well. How much content did it create for us? 212 words. And I like that they have a word counter right there. They do have a full blown text editor. We can rewrite from here. We can proofread. We can do plagiarism. So if I hit the proofread button right over here, let's see what it does for me. It does find a couple of things right over here. Missing comma. So you just click that and you hit the missing comma button. And then you go over wordiness. And this is built inside. So first, right there, you would just go and fix these. So it does have something very similar. Grammarly is telling us to put remember right there. And Katab, let's see what they're wanting us to do. That one must not be from Katab, but nonetheless. And then we're going to come over here. So that's really what you get out of this. Text from the web, import text from the web. You can actually put a URL in here, import the content, and then it will also go out there and use that content to write your content. One other thing I wanted to check was, is there a way that control enter to continue? So control enter. I'm not sure what it's doing for us, but maybe we can say something like write an article outline, control plus enter. I'm sorry, I cannot complete the task as there is no text or topic given to work on. Okay, so let's try again. Write an article outline. I'm going to highlight that. No, I'm not really sure how you would use that because it should be using what's above here. And I'm not really seeing how you would write an article outline. Maybe write an article outline based on this information and then control enter. I'm not sure what it's going to do for us, but we'll try it out. By increasing, so it didn't really do that. So this is probably not the right area to be in to do that. So let's go back up to dashboard and go back. Let's try the credible writer out. So you have different variations. You have the description as well. We can throw that in right here and then add sources, right? So I'm going to go and grab a source. Let's just take this article on bodybuilding.com. So copy link address, go back into Katab and throw that in right here. And then the type of content, you'd have paragraph, listicle, product review, news report. Let's try news report. I don't want to just do paragraph because, and you can add multiple sources. That's cool because we can write a normal paragraph in any of our AI writers. So I want to do something that's a little different. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, so here we are. So the keto diet has associated with fat loss. However, research and experience have shown that it's possible to build muscle on a keto bodybuilding diet during a growth and maintenance phase and so forth. And then it does bring in the bodybuilding.com source right here. So this is pretty cool. I definitely think you could get some great content out of this based on factual research, and it's citing it and so forth. It's just going to take some time to get multiple paragraphs in there at the same time. Let's go check out the long form article and use the same title to see what we can come up with. So article title, we're going to come and, whoops, that's not it. Let's go back over here and copy it real quick. All right, so there's the article title, select language, target audience, and the number of words starts at 500. Let's see what it's going to do. So you can go up to 2,500 words. Let's just go to 2,000 and see what's going to happen with that. Okay, so we've got all 4 check marks and 2,000 words, save and next. We have our table of contents. All right, so we have our table of contents. Here's where you can take off H2s. You can add H2s. I'm going to stick with what they have. You can choose the tone for each one. So this is cool. Something different than I've seen in any, I'm not sure if I've seen this before in other AI writers. We can choose each H2 and we can choose the exact tone. I think ZimWriter might do this, but definitely not very many that allow you to choose, professional, and then you can come back over here and go optimistic, and then come back over to excited, and you can choose third person. I'm wondering if you can change the tone for the entire thing. You can right here. We're going to go with third person. I'm actually going to go with tone. Oh, right here. Okay. So I want to go with, change this to second person, and it'll change it all. So up here I have master settings, and you can dial in on each H2. I really, really like that. Type. And so you could actually make them all paragraphs, or you could choose the entire thing as FAQs and so forth. So I think what we need to do is go paragraph right here. And so it'll check all paragraphs. But if there's an H2 you want to add in here and change this like an FAQ, you could actually put in, you could add your bulk headings, and you could add some right here and then make all those FAQs. So let me show you what I mean by that. We could come over here and we could grab these FAQs right here, copy that, come back over to Katab, add these. I like that you can paste a bunch at one time and just say add headings. So it's going to add all those, and then this is what I'm talking about. We can actually come in here and maybe stick with third person on those actually, and then on paragraph, we're going to actually go to FAQ and change all those to FAQs. I think you can select these and come back up here and select FAQ. Nope. We got to go paragraph on all those. Not really sure what the selecting, suggest image. Oh, wow. That's really cool, guys. Okay. So these ones we want to make FAQs, FAQ, and can you build them out right there? FAQ. So we have 4 FAQs. I don't want images on those, but let's just say we want an image right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 4 images. You can add H3s inside of each one of these. So I just push that plus button right there, and we're going to add H3s. So far, we haven't seen the content, but so far I really, really like the way this is done. A lot of customization that you're allowed to do right here. Way too many H3s, so I'm going to actually back this up a little bit and just go with a couple right there. All right, so I think we're good. So we're going to say start generating now. So you can actually spend 5 minutes trying to set this up the right way and really hone in on how you want that to look. We have how to build muscle on a keto bodybuilding diet. So here's where I don't know if this is factually based. I don't quite think so. If I had to make a guess, that's why they have the fact-based writer at the top where you can write a paragraph at a time and type things. But right here, I'm not really sure what the factual or the quality of this content will actually be. But so far, it seems like it's pretty quick, and we'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so I'm back. We're going to go over this, but it's really cool that it added in these images, but something that I don't like about the images that it's bringing, it is giving source credit. I want to get your guys' opinion. Leave a comment. What do you think about it using this right here is from bodybuilding.com. It is putting the source of the image on all of these. Does this fall under the fair use, basically the Fair Use Act, that you are able to use these images on other people's websites as long as you credit the source? I'm not really sure, because we're getting all this information from other websites and then also taking their images. I'm just not sure we're allowed to do that. And it's really hard. It gets really muddy as far as when you go and try to research this. For one, I found over here to a lawyer that wrote this one up, basically says, do you understand the term fair use, talking about this? And basically it says something like, why are you using the image? If it's for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research, you're on the right track. But check this out, guys. If you're just using the image to pretty up a post, meaning what we're doing, a blog post, then think twice. Better yet, get permission or buy stock image, right? So we come over here. There's a whole site about this. not really what I wanted to make the video about, but really that's just something that I notice. There's a lot of people that have this question: can you use an image from a website if you give credit? And basically, look right over here. All you have to do is contact the original creator and get permission. So more times than not, I'm seeing that you should be getting permission before you do this. It's important to know that giving credit on its own does not entitle you to use the image. Now, we could use these, and you could just kind of go with, if they ended up not liking it and they contact you, you would just take it down. But you really don't want to be putting thousands of images on your site from that. It is just going to increase your chances of them coming after you, because when we come back over here to Katab and we go and look at where they're getting this information from on bodybuilding.com, we can actually click on that source. It should, oh no, that's not what I wanted it to do. Last time it opened the article up right over here, and you can see that they, like right over here, bodybuilding.com, it actually took this image from this article right here. And I'm just not really sure I like that part. So we need to be careful with where it's getting all of its images from. Go back into Katab. I don't really like that it did that. We're going to go back in here. Hopefully we'll be able to pull that article back up for you guys. Okay, here's the 2,400 word article. We can view, rename, export to website, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. We'll open it back up so we can look at this. So that's just one thing that stands out. Yes, these images are great, but they are not AI images. They are taken from this one in particular from bodybuilding.com. Leave a comment below if you know the answer to this. Is it a big deal or not? My guess after doing the research and stuff is that you're really not supposed to do this. It's not really great practice. But at the same time, there is news reporting, and there is all these kind of sites like Huffington Post and BuzzFeed and so forth that they take images from all over the net and put them all over their site, because this is basically kind of like curating content as well, and we're putting our own spin on it. So maybe it is okay. Definitely great that they are putting a source back, and I do like the idea that these are great relevant images that look nice, and that are, you know, instead of just being AI driven images, right? So anyways, not to continue on that subject any longer, but it would be nice to see what you guys thought of that as well. I do like that where we have all these sources in here, and I did go and fact check this one sentence right here, the 0.608 grams of protein evenly distributed, blah blah blah, and then you can go and find this right over here by clicking right here, and it does read right here. It rewrote the sentence, and it is factual. So that is really impressive. It is using fact-based content, so very, very, very impressive. Just not sure about the images. Understanding ketosis and carbohydrate intake. It did have a really nice read. The introduction sounded good as well. Anabolic capacity. Right up here, I did notice something too. Okay, so yeah, introduction. When it's first writing it, it has an H2 in front of this. So I recommend exiting out of it and then coming back into it. And then you have the full-blown article right here. Let's go and continue. Looks like we have our H2 right here. We did tell it to write some H3s right here. And it is. One thing I noticed is these paragraphs are giant paragraphs. We are going to want to split these up a lot more. So as far as just flow in comparison with some other ones like agility, I think that the layout of the content and the formatting of the content is better in some of the other softwares in ZimWriter and Agility. But definitely the content is really good in Katab. Can't say anything bad about it. And so it did provide some really good images. I really like that. A lot from bodybuilding.com. Bodybuilding muscle on keto building diet. Congratulations. You now know that building muscle on a keto building diet is absolutely possible. You don't need carbs to make gains, but you do need to make some adjustments in your mindset approach and aiming for 15-20% of your calories from protein, blah, blah, blah. And then again, sources. So it does have sources on every single paragraph. It's actually giving us where it's sourcing that from. And I don't really know if that's what, this is a different take on writing articles. So this is a different take on the way that we are getting our information. Does that mean that they are doing live scraping even on these long form articles, because it is actually getting information from all these websites? If that's the case, then that's really, really cool. And I do think that this would be worth the investment. But citing where you're getting this information from on the entire piece of content, it would be interesting if someone built an entire niche website based on just Katab content and seeing if they got better results versus other ones, because they are doing something different than all the other AI writers by putting in the citations on every single paragraph. I mean, this basically says that all this content, I mean, really, when people do write, they are getting information. If you hired a writer, they would be getting information from a bunch of different sites. And so by sourcing it, by citing it, it just kind of covers you. It covers your butt, basically. And then you're also, if you paste this, you might be automatically getting sending out your external links, which would be great. All you'd have to do is worry about your internal links. So then here's the FAQs. Can you build mass on keto? What macros should I eat? What macros should I eat on the keto diet? Carefully manage your protein intake. Aim for 15-20% of your total calories, blah, blah, blah. Do any pro bodybuilders do keto? Probably need to just delete that extra sentence right there. Yes, many pro bodybuilders have used ketogenic diet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so pretty darn good stuff. Pretty impressive. Don't really have anything bad to say about the long form writer. We are going to go and test this real quick. So I'm going to copy this and we'll come in here, paste that, and come into Grammarly and paste that as well. And we're going to get a C right here. So I'm going to put 70 on number 2. And then we got a 90 right there. So pretty good stuff. And then last but not least, we wanted to go and check out the AI art generator real quick. So AI art generator. I'm just going to say keto bodybuilding. I have no idea what it's going to create for us, but I'm just going to say keto bodybuilding, because one thing that we could do is go into Discord real quick in Midjourney, and I could just say, we've got our prompt, and then I'm just going to say the same thing, keto bodybuilding, and let that create one for us as well. So it actually did come up with, like, I probably wouldn't use this. It's got some weird stuff going on right there. Keto with a D. So none of these are useful. We wouldn't be able to really use any of those. Of course we do. I just gave it way too generic of a key term. We probably would want to spend more time coming up with a better prompt, so that I'm not going to fault it. Most AI image generators are going to do this if I just put keto bodybuilding in, but we are going to go and see what Midjourney can come up with for us right now as well. So as you can see, it's going to be better. There's going to be some bodybuilding guys, nothing that's really tying it into keto per se, but I bet you if we come up with a prompt, we can get someone on there that has like something that says keto as well. But it definitely came up with some images that we could probably, it gave us 8 images that we could use across the entire website, which is super cool. All right, so it's done. We can go click on this. We can open it in a browser real quick. And here's what it gave us right over here. Some of them kind of look a little bit fake right there, but these are the random ones that it gave us. These would be cool to put on the site. For whatever reason, it decided that that keto people are related to having facial hair, which is super funny because all the guys almost look kind of similar. And we didn't tell it anything about bodybuilding with a guy or facial hair or anything like that. So it's super kind of funny. But definitely you could add these to your website if you wanted to. So I think definitely Midjourney is going to win when it comes to AI images. So that's Katab. I think it's pretty dang cool. I'm glad you guys suggested for me to revisit it and give it a new visit. I think this is definitely a strong software. It is going to give Copify a run for its money and ZimWriter and Agility a run for its money for sure. I definitely think that this should be up there with one of the higher form content. When using the little tools up here, the Katab Plus and the Credible Writer, I'm not really sure I like those as much. I would use the long form article because I want to write articles as fast as possible and get them up on our website, right? But it did seem to use live information and factually based content as well with the long form writer as well. So if you guys have been using Katab for a long time and you guys use the long form writer, tell me in the comments below, is it using fact based in even the long form article? What's the reason why you would use these other two over here? Is this just basically when you need something on the fly, kind of like a paragraph or something? But definitely we would spend most of our time, I think, in the long form article. So if you guys want to go pick up Katab right now, it does have a lot of pricing options to fit almost anybody's budget, from $39 all the way up to right over here at stacking 10 codes at $390. I personally would probably, if this was going to be my sole writer, I probably would go all in. If you found the writer that you love, go in there and get the 390 deal, because you'd have 150,000 words per month. Obviously, this one's going to be one of the downfalls or downsides of this is that you're not directly using you're not directly using your API key, access key into OpenAI, which ZimWriter and Copify let you do that. And they're going to be doing similar things like this, but you're going to have it for far less. But you are missing, like from some tools, the ease of use of Katab writing that article and then automatically adding all those images and stuff is just second to none. So really, really cool. It's quickly, this one I would definitely put it up there in the top. Looks like I'm going to have to probably do a tier list of my favorite AI writers coming up soon. So you want to make sure that you subscribe to LearnWire so you don't miss out on videos like that. And again, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you want a chance to win Copify version 2. And I'll see you in the next video.